Hey, what's up, everyone? There's something that really bothers me, that it bugs me a lot regarding this ME phenomenon. So, there are so many people out there that are quick to judge and state, you're just crazy, you didn't remember this, I've looked at it, it has always been that way, and it never changed. Well, here's the thing. I promise upon the Lord, I promise upon the Bible that I witnessed the Houston We Have a Problem flip-flop. There's no way around it. So I was recording a video because it had changed to Houston, we've had a problem. And that weirded me out because I've seen that line repeated by Tom Hanks so many times. So I screen recorded the video from YouTube, and I was attempting to save it under Houston, we have a problem, Mandela Effect. So after I had screen recorded it, I got ready to make the video, but I was too tired, so I decided to make it the next day. And I get ready and watch the video and listen to it, and it's wrong. So as I'm going to make the video that I had screen recorded, it changed, and it was different. It was back to Houston, we have a problem. And I was like, whoa. My other video's gone. Now even my video evidence has changed to how I remember. That's a flip-flop. And I witnessed it. And there are people out there that just don't get that. I've been walking through the store, and I was looking at Tidy Cat for so long. And suddenly I turn around, and it's Tidy Cats. I'm like, what the heck? It's just, I can't talk about this enough. But there are those out there that will just brush this off as misremembering. There are those that will brush it off as that, oh, we're crazy. You're crazy. That's not the case. I've seen things vanish right there in front of me. I've seen things that seem intelligent, that seem to change right before your eyes. I've seen things that have no history any longer. There was Cheese Whiz, and for a long time, even though the line in the Blues Brothers movies, you got the Cheese Whiz, and he threw it, it was still there. Even though Cheese Whiz only existed in a jar for a long while. Well, I posted that in the comment section on Reddit, and someone stated, that's because Cheese Whiz is in a jar, the other is Easy Cheese. And I said, no, Cheese Whiz is back now. They said, well, then it never went away, you probably just couldn't find it. That is not the case. I looked up the history, and they said, contrary to popular belief, Cheese Whiz only exists in a jar. Then suddenly, Cheese Whiz had always existed. History of things just completely vanished. And this is beginning 2015, 16, and it just started going crazy. There are things that suddenly the history of it completely disappeared. Your own personal history changed, your own family history, your childhood, your memories, your physical media, whether it's DVDs, VHSs, whether it's a Blu-ray you put in and watched, whether it's something you watched online, downloaded, you took a picture of, a video of, had a physical picture of something, and it's different. It's very perplexing, it's complex, it's complicated, and it's something that people, if you haven't experienced it, then you just really can't express it, you can't convey it, you can't understand it if you have not experienced it. And this person right here was talking about how it was already an ME, it was already a Mandela Effect, and they looked all over the internet and couldn't find it. Then suddenly it was back. And this person said, so crazy, it still happens for me. Some people, it happened to me in 2016. It's so crazy. That's exactly right. So crazy that still happens for some people. It's almost like they were in another reality, and then suddenly here they are in the world around us. And I can't stress this enough that something is happening. There are people, it kills my mind how people will go, oh, who cares? Who cares? I mean, every single scientific study should be embraced in this right now, involved in this phenomenon, because it pretty much could further their understanding. It could provide evidence of their understanding of a lot of topics in theoretical physics. And Lord willing, hopefully everyone will be able to find out the truth. But it's something is crazy that there are people who suddenly are in the world around us who it just happened to yesterday. Well, when that change happened for me, for example, when I saw Tidy Cats change right in front of my eyes, I look it up and I go to search it and find that it happened for other people 6 months ago, some people a year ago. It's insane. See right here, this person said that the Houston We Have a Problem change happened for them in 2016, while this person at the top here, it just happened. About 5 months ago, it happened for them. So, people don't understand it if they haven't experienced it. So, I mean, I posted, and they just came up with a name for me. I didn't choose this name. Reddit chose the name for me. But I said what's really perplexing is when you see it change for you, that moment, after seeing it moments ago as it was. And then you go back to look it up and find out people had suddenly been talking about it that it changed back for them months ago in the world around us, quote unquote. Also, I've had people that spoke to me about it when it was different. No longer exist. Those people, I've had friends online that no longer exist. I can't find them. I can't find messages to them, or people that said they've spoken to me before, or I swore I made a video and I didn't on a particular topic, a certain video or whatever. And while others that I've talked to me about it as it was, don't even know what I'm talking about, as if they are not the same people that I spoke to before. And I wrote, heck, I've even been into stores where they were suddenly different overnight, and they told me, oh, it's always been that way. Or I've worked here for years. I hate the answer when people say, it's been that way since I've worked here, and I've been working here for 5 years now. Or answers like that. I've been here for 10 years, it's that way. It's been that way for 2 years. You just had this last week. No, it's been that way for 2 years now that I've worked here. I've had stores that went out of business that were suddenly never closed, and then they actually do close down later. It's a crazy phenomenon. Said some paranormal activity. I felt some movement. I felt some activity. So that's another thing. Energy's off the charts right now. Saw something I'll talk about later, but it all seems to go hand in hand. But I posted that even the documentation I made is gone. As I was making one video about it, it was suddenly gone because the line was back to normal. And then this person started arguing. Easy Cheese is the one that comes in a spray can. Cheese Whiz comes in a jar, and I loved that ish as a child. I loved it, and it was definitely Easy Cheese. And I said both Easy Cheese and Cheese Whiz spray cans exist, but one didn't for a while. I said also it's one of a kind brand. It's also one is kind of an off brand, and it's cheaper. And I bought that one too a lot, especially as a child. Products get discontinued and brought back later all the time. That had nothing to do with it. They don't understand that it has nothing to do with products being discontinued and brought back. This has to do with it never existing, having no history, and then suddenly the history's back. Even the one you actually have with you. I even kept one of the Cheese Whiz jars or spray cans just to make sure it was there, and if it disappeared one day I would know. But anyway, and then I said that's not what happened here. I said I even had a can and it vanished and then it reappeared. Then the history of the product did. When the history of the product did, it reappeared. But if you didn't experience it, you'll never understand, just as I'll never fully understand something you might be experiencing. And then I gave them the link. Here's the spray can. And then he said, wait, so what's the ME if it exists? And I told him that the ME is the flip-flop that happened for many of us. Whoops. The ME is the flip-flop that happened for many of us, and if you didn't experience it, then that's fine. You won't understand this one. But for several of us, it happened, and the product history no longer existed, and suddenly it was back, and people had been talking about it for months, while it had just happened for me Others have talked about it for months. And I had looked it up again the day before, and there was no content regarding it being back in existence, but all of a sudden, there it was. And other people are arguing that it was possible that it was said one way in the preview, another way in the final cut of the movie. They were both said the same way. And this person said they thought it was now we had a problem, but it's Houston, we